Hi everybody, I hope that you're all well. I just thought I'd do a quick presentation for you at home, as I know that some of you are still struggling with your post-16 choices. So I thought I'd just run through a few of those different options for you, and I've popped together a quick PowerPoint for us to have a look at. So I just wanted to make it common knowledge to everybody that resitting your exams is compulsory for maths and English if you do not achieve a pass grade, which is a current level 4. There seem to be some students that are unaware of this. Regardless of what college course, apprenticeship, etc. you are accepted onto, if you do not reach a grade 4, so a pass grade in maths and English, you will be required to resit those exams at a sixth form college or at a training centre. You will be required to resit those until you pass them or until you are 18 years of age. So as it says on the PowerPoint there, you must stay in some sort of education or training programme until the age of 18. What that training programme is obviously entirely up to you, and there are loads of different options out there that we're going to have a quick look at. Now, there are lots of options available to you, whether you choose an academic route or a vocational route. But the thing that I wanted to draw your attention to is what level that qualification is. So if you sort of have a look at the table that you've got in front of you, you can see that a level 1 qualification and a level 2 qualification are current GCSEs, which all of our students are sitting at Hobart. Now, depending upon those levels that you get, it will depend upon which level qualification you've achieved. So a grade 3 to 1 in GCSEs would be a level 1, and a grade 4 to 9 is obviously a level 2 qualification. Now, that is part of the academic route, which is what we offer here at Hobart. Vocational routes are slightly different. So a level 1 qualification is equivalent to a BTEC level 1, and a level 2 qualification is equivalent to a BTEC level 2 or an intermediate apprenticeship. And we'll have a look at some of those qualifications later on in the PowerPoint. Now, level 3 qualifications and above are the sort of things that our students will be going on to study post-16. So A levels and T levels, as well as a BTEC level 3 or an advanced apprenticeship, will be your standard level 3 qualification. Once you then go above that, you go into foundation degrees, bachelor degrees, masters, and then your higher level apprenticeships. And I think some people sort of aren't aware that actually an apprenticeship can be equivalent to a level 6 qualification, which is the same as a bachelor's degree, so a postgrad qualification. Okay, so that's just something for you all to be aware of. Please feel free to have a look back at the table just to familiarise yourself with that. So as we've said, there are lots of different options available for you post-16. And the two that we get sort of asked about quite often is what would be best for you as a student. So there are two options really. The first one is sort of continuing with your studies, and underneath that category we've got A levels, a new qualification called T levels, and then vocational qualifications, so courses such as BTECs. The other type of qualification that you can study for post-16 is when you combine work with study. And this is what we call our apprenticeship programmes. Now, there is something called a traineeship programme. The traineeship programme is a 1-year course, and it is designed for sort of level 1 qualifications, so GCSEs level 1 to 3, and it is a year in work to prepare you for an apprenticeship. So it is not a qualification as such, but it is used as a gap to get you from your GCSEs to your apprenticeships. Now, it's always really important to do some research around the careers that you are interested in to see the best pathway to take. And often there is more than one pathway. So lots of people will probably associate sort of healthcare with going to university, getting yourself a degree. But actually the NHS offers some really good and really exciting apprenticeship programmes in things like nursing, physiotherapy. You can also do apprenticeship programmes to be veterinary nurses, and then leading on to that vet or the veterinarian qualification as well. So it's really worthwhile actually having a look into apprenticeships if you don't think A levels and the academic route is for you. Obviously I'm saying this, but it's really tricky. All of our young people are 16, it's really young to decide what you actually want to do. So some young people have no idea what they want to do when they leave post 16, and that is absolutely normal. Okay, if you're sat at home worrying that your son or daughter doesn't know what they want to do, then they are probably not alone. 90% of children under the age of 16 really don't know what they want to do post 16. So it is just finding the right course that fits them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk you through some of the different options we've got here, so you know a little bit more about each one. I'm just going to do it very briefly, and then you've obviously got the PowerPoint that you can flick through at your own convenience. So if we think about continuing studies, the first one that we look at are A-levels, which is the one that most people are probably most familiar with. So A-levels is really just a continuation of GCSE. It just goes into greater depth. Okay, you can continue on with some of the GCSEs that you found interesting. Alternatively, you can pick a new one that you are interested in that may not have been offered as a GCSE. Now, the idea is that you take 3 subjects, okay, and you study all of those at A level. The duration is 2 years, so your first year of study will be what's called your AS level. Second year of study are your A levels, and these are all mostly exam-based courses. So just like your GCSEs, you will be working and studying towards an exam. The level of study for these is a level 3 qualification. So cast your minds back to the table at the start, level 3 qualification. There are of course going to be entry requirements for different sixth forms, different colleges, and the entry requirements are generally course dependent. Typically 5 GCSEs grade 9 to 4, and that generally includes English and maths. Some subjects will be a bit more specific, so if you're looking into taking a science, for example, you've probably got to have a good grade in those sciences. Work experience wise, most people don't realise it, but generally you do get around 1 week's work experience during year 12. So that's your A-level year, so your second year into your course, and quite often A-levels lead on to university or college, generally a degree, quite often a degree apprenticeship as well. But A-levels are more for those of you that are looking for that academic route, not necessarily somebody that has a 100% guaranteed desired career path, but for somebody that enjoys studying, enjoys learning new things, and isn't too put off by exams at the end of the course. So that's a little bit about A-levels. The second one is a new qualification. It's only been around for a couple of years, and it's called a T-level. Now, T-levels are designed in partnership with employers to give students the skills and knowledge to get on in the workplace. So they're a little bit like an A-level, a little bit like an apprenticeship, and they combine classroom learning with industry placements. It is equivalent to 3 A-levels, so slightly different to your apprenticeship, but it is equivalent to 3 A-levels. Just like A-levels, it's a 2-year programme, but it is a mixture of exams, projects, practical assignments, so it's slightly different, maybe slightly a better option for those of you that aren't particularly fond of exam-based courses. Just like before, entry requirements are going to be course dependent. So again, they will be expecting some form of GCSEs, definitely a pass rate in maths and English. Okay. Work experience for T-levels is slightly greater than A-levels. You get 45 days on an industry placement, which for some of you will be absolutely fantastic. And again, it leads to loads of different opportunities. So you can go on to university, you can go on to study a degree, you can go on to an apprenticeship. So lots of different options open. Now, because it is a relatively new course, it is quite new to some of the colleges around here. So the main 2 colleges that currently offer T-levels are East Norfolk Sixth Form College and City College Norwich. Okay, and if you do want to find out any more information about them, it's probably best to have a look directly on those providers' websites and just see what it is they say about the courses that are on offer. Now, as well as T-levels, we've got BTECs, and again, this is more of a vocational route, although it's still technically classed as an academic route. So BTECs are slightly more flexible. They are vocational pathways that allow you to study particular subjects. So things like typically hairdressing, bricklaying, etc. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can actually study a BTEC alongside GCSEs or A-levels, or you can carry out a BTEC instead of A-levels. Okay, now one thing to point out, BTECs are often offered at colleges, so you can see that they're available at lots of colleges at the bottom of the screen. So places like City College, Eastern, Access Creative College, East Norfolk and East Coast College campuses in Lowestoft and Suffolk. Even though the entry requirements can be course dependent, it is worth pointing out that even though they may offer you a place with significantly low grades, if you do not get your pass grade in maths and English, you will be required to attend college 1 day a week to resit those maths and English GCSEs alongside your BTEC. So that's worth pointing out when you get your applications through. I know lots of students have said to me before, I only need such and such grade to get in. Actually, you need to make sure you've got that pass grade in maths and English, otherwise you'll be doing it at the same time that you're sitting your BTEC next year post 16. Now BTECs are really good qualifications for those people that don't particularly like exams and are slightly more vocational, like to get their hands in, and not mainly coursework based. So you'll see that assessment is mainly assessment based. It is not necessarily exams. So for those of you that don't like exams, BTECs might be a way forward, okay? And just a little bit more information about BTECs. It's really important to remember that lots of BTECs start at different levels. So when you are looking at BTECs on your college provider's website, you need to check the level that it is offered or that it's being offered at, okay? You don't undersell yourself. So, for example, some of the bricklaying courses at City College, you have to start on a level 1 course. If you remember, a level 1 course is equivalent to 1 GCSE at grades 1 to 3. So if you have been predicted your GCSEs at a grade 3 or higher, you should really be looking at starting at least a level 2, ideally a level 3 course. Okay, so just making sure that that course is right for you. And actually, if it isn't, is there an alternative course that would be better? Is there an apprenticeship that might be more suited to you? So you've got this table on the screen here. Actually, just have a little look at that and familiarise yourself with what BTEC qualifications are, the level that they are, and what they are equivalent to. Because it's always worth noting, you don't want to be starting a course that's lower than your GCSEs, okay? So that's a little bit about BTECs. Now, I wanted to move on to talk to you about apprenticeships. Now, in my opinion, apprenticeships are being really undersold at the moment. Lots of our previous students have gone on to carry out apprenticeships and they absolutely love the apprenticeships that they are taking part in. And there are loads of different apprenticeships out there. Now, an apprenticeship is combining work and study. So it's not just that typical working route or the typical studying route, it's combining the both together. So there are different level apprenticeships. You've got intermediate, advanced, higher and degree apprenticeships, but they all do the same thing. They combine practical on-the-job skills training with off-the-job learning. You'll get training that's relevant to your job, and the key thing for our young people is that you will be paid a starting salary at a level that suits you. Now, 80% of your time you'll spend in the workplace, 20% of the time you'll spend in college or at a training centre doing those extra bits that you can't do whilst you're on job. They last a minimum of a year. Generally, they're quite a bit longer. Depending upon the level of apprenticeship, they may be up to 3 or 4 years. Entry requirements are dependent on the industry. Okay, so it's dependent on the job that you're going for and the apprenticeship level. So you need to make sure that you are applying for the relevant apprenticeship and that you've got the skills and the qualifications necessary. Okay, but apprenticeships are fantastic. There are loads being offered currently in the NHS, so it's always worth having a quick look at their website. If you use the Help You Choose website, You'll find lots of apprenticeships available in Norfolk and Suffolk. You can also look on company websites directly. And again, if you're still stuck with that and you're concerned about apprenticeships, then please do give me an email. I will try and point you in the right direction. But apprenticeships are great for those people that want to get out there, that want to start earning money, that know what career it is they want to go into. Again, although I'm saying that apprenticeships are fantastic, it's really important to have a backup, okay? It's really important to remember that apprenticeships are very competitive. You are not guaranteed a place on an apprenticeship course like you might be a college course. Okay, and we've already gone through the 3 different levels, but there's a nice little summary diagram there that should give you a little bit more information on that one. But the benefits of them are really good. You earn a salary whilst you're in a real job. You're learning lots of specific skills. You're gaining a variety of transferable skills that you can take from job to job with you. You can use an apprenticeship to progress into higher education. So lots of people assume that once they've done their apprenticeship, that's it, they're stuck in that career for life. That is not the case. You can use it elsewhere, and you can work towards nationally recognised qualifications. There are lots of companies out there offering apprenticeships now. Over 1,500 job roles across 280 skills and industries, ranging all the way from engineering to veterinary nursing, digital media, computer gaming. There are loads of different apprenticeships out there. So it really is worthwhile having a look into them if you're somebody that doesn't necessarily want to go down the A-level route, exams, that sort of thing. I've just popped this slide on here for lots of different websites, so further information. I've already spoke about the Help You Choose website today, but there are loads of different websites on there. You've got National Careers, which is really useful, UCAS, Career Pilot, all of those will be really useful to have a little look into. And again, if you are concerned, if you've got any questions, if you'd like any further information, I will do my best to answer those questions for you. I've put my email address at the bottom and you can contact me directly on there. I also just wanted to make you aware of our post-16 information evening, which is being held on Thursday the 26th of November. It is going to be a virtual event. I'm not 100% sure of the details as of yet, but you should be receiving an email within the next couple of days to give you a little bit more information about that post-16 information evening. I hope you found it useful today. Please feel free to go back through the PowerPoint and have a look at some of the slides that you might find more useful. And like I said, if you are still struggling, then please don't hesitate to contact me. I will be more than happy to help or advise you in any way that I can. Thank you. Bye.